Welcome back for another episode of Errant Adventures, the solo actual play podcast where stories are told at the speed of dice. With me, Steve Morrison, your game master and solo player. Now come on, let's grab the dice and see where our story goes. Welcome back for another episode of Errant Adventures. As always, I'm your co-op player, Steve Morrison, and today's guest is a multi-award winning tabletop RPG designer, writer, illustrator, and the creator of many amazing RPGs, but one of my favorite solo journaling games, Tangled Blessings. Joining me today is Cassi. Cassi, go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks.
Hello, I am Cassi. I am bad at leaving my desk, so I don't have many interesting things to talk about. But yeah, I really like tabletop RPGs, and I really fell in love with the solo and duet games that are out there, so I'm excited for this co-op adventure with you.
Amazing. And I'm so excited to have you here. We were talking before we started recording that we've basically been exchanging emails since February trying to kind of get this scheduled. And we did it.
We did it.
We made it work.
It was touch and go, but we made it. We made it through.
Yep. Perfect. Well, I've been asking all of my guests, or at least most of my guests, is there a piece of pirate themed media that has some, importance to you or an influence upon you? Do you even like pirates?
See, I have the most mundane answer, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean.
That has been the most common answer.
I know, because it's so good. Like, I'm sure there were video games and other forms of media I encountered before Pirates of the Caribbean, but it just has such a chokehold on my teen years. I wasn't allowed to go see it in theater, so I had to wait until I could get a copy of the DVD. And I ended up buying 3 copies of the DVD because I bought the regular edition, then I bought the special edition, and then I bought this 3rd secret special edition that only Walmart carried. It came with a gold disc and everything. I just loved it. It was so fun. And then they had part of the world in Kingdom Hearts. It was awful in Kingdom Hearts, but it's just such a cool story. I wrote fan fiction for it. Like, I was all in.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like like I said, it is the most common answer, and I think that is understandably so. And especially, I feel like one of the ways that I pitch this show is like somewhere between Pirates of the Caribbean and Black Sails. Mm-hmm. Not quite as intense as Black Sails, but not necessarily always as kind of running and tumbling, swashbuckling as Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's like somewhere in between. Yeah. Well, wonderful. Well, let's see if we can get into a rollicking adventure here as we talk about the truths that define this version of the Sundered Isles that I have been sharing with my guests over the course of the year. And as I always do, I'm going to go through the truths that have already been selected. I'll kind of read the little snippets from them, and then we will talk about the truth that we're going to explore today.
Sounds good.
So the first truth that we have already explored is relics. The long history of the Isles is marked by disaster, war, and exodus. Abandoned and ruined sites are grim monuments to these events. Former communities, even entire islands, are sometimes forsaken by their people. Others are lost and forgotten through the ravages of time. These places echo with the memories of lost lives, but also remind us of the perseverance of those who survived to carry on their traditions elsewhere. Iron vows. Since the distant time when iron was first hammered into form, seafaring folk of this world carried iron bondstones as sacred keepsakes. Each bondstone is unique, a relic of kin and culture, passed from one generation to the next. They are said to connect the soul of its keeper to their homeland, or loved ones as if by an invisible thread. Thus, if lost at sea, our spirit may return home rather than remain entombed in the remorseless depths. We swear our vows upon bondstones as promises that follow us to our death and beyond. But bondstones can also embody the curses of lost lives and forsaken vows, and bearing that weight can make them feel as heavy as a ship's anchor. The Sundered Isles are free from imperial control, for now. The empires have only a minor presence, their outposts are isolated and pose little threat, but there are resources and riches to be exploited, and freedom is a fragile thing. Even now, imperial agents are said to be among us, working in the shadows, planting the seeds of conquest. A burgeoning pirate nation wields great influence. The Marauder clans sail under the command of the Dread Court, a conclave of 8 veteran pirates whose shrewd tactics position this nation of cutthroats as a rising power. Once each year, the pirate fleets gather at a port called Flotsam, an artificial island built from the husks of captured and ruined ships, to pay homage to the court and make plans. The gods enact their will through manifestations and miracles. We chronicle the visitations of the gods in our histories and decipher their enigmatic purpose through sacred rites. In times of crisis, their earthly avatars have guided us through the upheaval. For many, faith in these gods offers meaning and fulfillment. For others, belief is a cudgel used by tyrannical leaders to divide or control us. For this reason, some people and cultures disavow the gods to follow a different path. Magic is rare and mysterious. The Isles lie at the nexus of the new and the old, science and superstition, the known and the inexplicable. This collision of realities is a powerful but chaotic force, and rare folk can manipulate these unstable realities to cast spells and perform rites. In some cultures, mystics are respected. In others, they are feared or even outcast. Beasts are lost to myth, but the tales persist. For most, monstrous beasts are the stuff of fables, but a few who journey across trackless isles and unknown seas claim otherwise. Some even bear the scars of those alleged encounters. Put enough grog in a sailor and they'll tell you stories of doomed ships and ghostly visitations. It's nonsense. There's enough to fear amid the Isles without worrying about fanciful tales of ghosts and ghouls. Nonetheless, sailors are a superstitious folk. On dark nights, when a dead calm falls over the sea, they keep a wary eye for ships that sail, heedless of the wind.
Very cool.
And those are the truths. Those are the truths that we've done so far. So today, the available options for you are the Sundering, the Modern Era, and Navigation. Cassie, what sounds good to you?
The Sundering. The namesake of the game.
Right. And it is something that I have been excited to explore for a while. So there are 3 options with each truth, and we can either pick one of the 3 or roll on it with a D100. What are you feeling?
I feel like we need to be rolling here. What are we even doing?
Are you even playing Ironsworn if you're not rolling the dice?
Exactly.
All right. Well, if you would do the honors and roll us a D100.
I would love to. Oh, there we go. I had to grab a different die. Okay. We've got 46.
46. Perfect. Cassie, do you want to read this truth?
Oh, sure. Eons ago, a vast cataclysm shattered continents. Lands broke apart in an apocalyptic disaster. Powerful cities fell. Fire, lava, and ash scoured what remained. The Isles, scattered like broken shards, are the vestiges of these once great lands, the gravestones of a fallen dominion. Life eventually returned to this realm, but the wounds do not fully heal.
Okay.
You can hear my southern accent desperately trying to get out on some of those words.
Hey, that's great. So with that truth comes a quest starter. And that quest starter is that you are haunted by dreams of this ancient cataclysm. In those dreams, you see a grand library of unfathomable scope, the collected knowledge of lost people and fallen dominions. What do you seek within this repository? And I think that because you're my guest, you are the you who is addressed in here.
Okay.
And this is a great opportunity for us to create your character.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I am, as I have been the entire year, playing Captain Caspian Silver, also known as Powder Keg by some.
Love it.
Captain of the Kiss of Death, a pirate sloop, and he is not yet one of the pirate captains of the Dread Court, but he is a part of the Dread Court. He is a sorcerer. He is also a duelist and is a crew commander. And I'm going to reset my value back to 2 on that because that comes in handy. And as I mentioned, he is the captain of the Kiss of Death, which is a sloop. So it is a small sailing ship, maybe 20 to 30 people on the crew.
It's quite a few people.
It is. And especially, I recently looked up a picture of a sloop and I was like, that doesn't seem like it would fit 20 to 30 people. But you know what? This is a fantasy version.
Have you ever toured like the Mayflower ships when they go around?
So I live in Michigan and we've got the Great Lakes here. And there are actually a couple of tall ships that sail out of my town, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, well, we did a tour and they slept so tightly together. I believe they could have fit because you just have terrible living conditions for your crew is what I'm telling you. Yeah. Mutiny is upon you.
It hasn't happened yet, but this could be the time. So with that introduction to my character, let's talk about your character. What are you thinking with that truth, with that quest starter? Is that giving you any ideas of what kind of character you'd like to play? Do you want to refer to the archetype table to we can roll on that and see if something triggers?
Let's look at the archetype table. I am getting some ideas, but I want to see what fate has in store for me.
All right. Well, the archetype table is a D100 list, and there is a result, which is an archetype, and that comes with 2 potential assets. So if you want to roll the D100, let's see what we get.
Oh, 11.
Blockade Runner, Courier asset, and Navigator asset. That's interesting. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think the knowledge I could be finding has to do with my Courier Navigator piece. Maybe I'm being paid to find it to help find a lost civilization. How's that sound?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So like maybe one was swallowed up during the Sundering. Like it does say powerful cities fell. So there was a powerful city that fell that has something that someone is searching for. What is a blockade runner? I don't know.
So I think a blockade runner is like kind of a Han Solo type.
Okay.
It's that like smuggler who is able to like sneak past blockades. And
Perfect. That's kind of what I was envisioning, but I was like, is it someone that does the blockading, but it doesn't make sense? Runner was there. Listen, I don't know a lot. I only pretend like I do.
That's all you really need to do, right?
Like, we don't actually have to run any blockades, so we just make up stuff.
I think I have some sort of sponsor. I'm getting really inspired by a recent event that happened in the Louvre.
We've got 4 minutes plus an hour and 20 minutes. So.
What else do we need from me?
Well, so those are so Courier and Navigator are our 2 assets. You can pick a third asset if you'd like. I don't know that it's necessary just with the smaller scope of our recording. So if there's something that you're like, oh, I want my character to be able to do X thing.
I think Courier. Let's keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. then let's roll on some tables and figure out some name, moniker. What are their pronouns? Description. I definitely love doing the trademark accessory and the trademark weapons because those are kind of fun little key call outs. One thing that I should tell you about since we are playing Sundered Isles is a little die called the Cursed Die. This is a new addition for Sundered Isles, and that is when you roll an oracle roll, you roll a D10, an additional D10, which if it is in a certain range means that the result is a cursed result. And a lot of the tables, not all of them, but a lot of them have an alternate table with cursed results. Now, I think in the rules, it says it's like if you roll a 10 on the D10, it's a cursed result, but we've got a house rule here that it is 50-50. If it's an odds, it's a cursed result. If it's evens, then it's not.
Okay. And, I'm in it. I'm into it.
Yeah. Because let's get some cursed results into the world here. So if you would like to roll for your kind of character name, character description.
Yeah, I want to do
you can
all
roll
of
for
it.
as much as you want.
Yeah. Let's plow through it here.
So go ahead and give me a roll for the, let's start with name. It's right at the top of our little character sheet here. So
65.
Let's do that. 65. Now, would you like me to roll the cursed die or would you like to roll it?
You roll it.
Okay. It is an even, so it is not a cursed result.
Curse. My name is safe.
So 65, we've got Fernando Costa or Sakura Tanaka with a moniker of Saltbone.
Oh, Saltbone's cool. I like that.
Do you want to keep Saltbone?
Yeah. Fernando's fine too.
All right. Pronouns?
I'll do he, him. I'm feeling he, him.
Okay, let's roll for description.
I got 65.
Another uncursed result. So this is a character detail, which is oblivious.
Oh, I love that. He's oblivious to the danger he constantly puts himself in.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm struggling over here, and I apologize because it seems like I've never done this before, but I don't actually see a description table. So I think we could just fill that in with whatever we want.
Yeah. I'm thinking of that guy from The Mummy, Brendan Fraser's character.
Rick O'Connell?
Yes. Yeah. I also feel like he was a bit oblivious sometimes. But, just very kind of has the tighter pants, is a little suave.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is another, not a pirate movie, but another like formative
adventure. Film. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let's jump to accessory and weapon. That is if your character carries a weapon. I guess I shouldn't assume that they do.
Oh, for sure. Gotta have a weapon. I rolled a 19.
Okay. So 19 for accessory is a colorful skirt or kilt.
Okay.
We can keep it, or we can re-roll. We can also flip the numbers. So a 19 would be 91, a skull-like mask. If you
feel
want
like
to mix
that
it
fits
up
a
to
little
something else.
better.
Yeah.
With what we're going with so far. Not that I want to disregard the table. Was that one cursed?
There are no cursed accessories, but there are cursed weapons, and I did roll a cursed result for the weapon.
Perfect. That is 20.
Okay. 20 is a cannonball flail. That's kind of intense. That's burning with intense flame is the cursed part of it. Or if we flip it over, it would be a barbed gaff hook adorned with bone or skull motifs.
I think we got to go with the gaff hook.
All right.
I'm looking it up right now what this looks like. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what a gaff hook is either. I feel like I have an image in my brain.
It looks kind of like a harpoon with a hook on it. A lot like Captain Hook's hook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got this whole like skull motif going on,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Do you feel like you've got enough of a sense of this character for us to jump in, or is there anything else you'd like to roll on or add to it?
No, I think that's good. I'll probably try a couple of different silly accents with him.
Perfect.
So if you could just roll with that.
I can absolutely do that. Silly accents are amazing. So the last thing that we're going to do before we jump in is we're going to set your stats.
Okay.
So there's 5 stats, same as regular Ironsworn: edge, heart, iron, shadow, and wits. You get 1 3, you get 2 2s, and 2 1s to distribute amongst those. So what do you think is the kind of key characteristic of Fernando?
Can you give me a quick summary of what the stats are again?
Yes, sorry.
you're
So
good.
there is edge, which is like movement, agility, dexterity, that kind of stuff. There's heart, which is both like sociability and like charisma, but also courage. There's iron, which is strength, both of body and will. There's shadow, which is ability to be sneaky and also cunning. And then there's wits, which is like intellect and ability to survey a situation and come up with a plan.
Okay. I think I will do a 3 in edge,
Excellent.
a 2 in shadow, a 2 in wits, and then the rest are 1s.
Perfect. And that's wonderful because I have a 1 in edge, a 3 in heart, a 2 in iron, a 1 in shadow, and a 2 in wits. So we're matched in wits, but otherwise we're very well complementing each other stats wise. So we've got Saltbone, who is a courier and navigator. Is Saltbone someone who is or has been a member of the crew of the Kiss of Death, or are they someone who has come aboard in the course of this mission that they're on and are kind of like subcontracting Caspian and crew to help get them where they need to go?
Alternative, I'm throwing out there.
Yes.
What if they were rescued? Like they were found floating in the ocean and...
Yes.
Okay.
I love it. Going back to the quest starter, you are haunted by dreams of this ancient cataclysm. In those dreams, you see a grand library of unfathomable scope, the collected knowledge of lost people and fallen dominions. What do you seek within this repository?
I think I am seeking, based on all the skulls, some kind of like spell or magic that brings people back from the dead that's hidden in one of these fallen cities.
I'm just going to call it the Scroll of Resurrection.
Hell yeah.
So this will be our vow. This will determine how the next hour and 20 minutes goes. So do we feel like this is a dangerous rank or a formidable rank? Dangerous being with a progress track, you have 10 boxes of progress. Dangerous, you fill 2 boxes with every progress that you make. With formidable, you fill 1 progress with every progress that you make. I think based off of what you said about being found in the water, I think we're kind of looking at possibly 2 avenues to approach here. We could do a quest that's a little bit like easier to gain progress on, but we're focusing more on kind of an expedition to find the place where this is. Or I think we're looking at maybe an easier time finding the place. Maybe you already know where you need to go, but then there is the actual finding the scroll and recovering it from this place that is going to be more difficult.
I think the second one sounds more interesting.
So then it probably should be formidable. So we're gonna set that as that's going to be your vow that you have sworn to find this scroll of resurrection. I think that we should do the swear an iron vow. to kind of see where we're starting from.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going to turn it over to you to set the scene
okay.
of what we're looking at. So to swear an iron vow, you are going to roll, and you are going to roll, Cassie.
Okay.
Not me. Never me. You're going to roll plus heart. And is this vow that you made, was this a vow that you made to yourself? Is this a vow that you made to this patron that you mentioned kind of when we were brainstorming at the beginning? And if so, if it is to someone else, are they a connection or do you share a bond with them? Because there's the potential to get a bonus for that.
I think I'm going to take the patron out of it and just say it's for myself because I'm being haunted by these dreams. And I'm hoping once I find whatever this is and either make use of it or sell it, the dreams will stop.
Okay. I'm going to throw a complete curveball at you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right here, right now.
Yes.
Because I was just scrolling down to look at the courier asset. And it says, when you swear an iron vow to transport and protect something precious, set its safety to 5. When you undertake an expedition or set a course and score a weak hit or miss, you may suffer -1 safety as the cost. When a safety falls to 0, envision a major complication. If you overcome the threat, mark progress, blah, blah, blah. So here's the curveball.
Mm-hmm.
Have you already recovered this thing and you're trying to get it somewhere else?
That could be interesting too.
And so I don't want to go that route if it's more interesting to like go into this thing and into these ruins and find this thing. But just looking at that asset, I was like, well, that would make sense if you already had it in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is entirely fine by me, whichever direction you want to go, whatever's more interesting to you.
Where do we think this, because I don't know your world as good as you do, meaning I don't know it at all. And I understand this is collaborative in nature. But that said, where do you think a safe place for this object to go would be? Or a not so safe but fun place for this object to go?
Yeah. So, I mean, there is a group called the Gleaming Witches, which are this kind of group of mystics. So they might either be antagonists who want this thing and, you're trying to keep it away from them, or they might be a place that your character views as a safe haven for this ancient knowledge.
The Gleaming Witches, do they have... is there a member of that society my character could be in love with?
There definitely is, and we can create that character right now, right here.
Oh, hey. Oh, wow.
Because I was just looking at my list of NPCs from previous sessions, and I don't think that there is a character who necessarily matches with that. So we're going to make one.
Okay, cool.
So go ahead and give me a roll to see what a first look would be.
20.
20. It is a cursed first look, which is beastly.
Oh.
How are we feeling about that?
I think that's fine, yeah.
Okay. Let's do another roll to see what their like character detail is.
15.
15 is, and it is cursed again, doomed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's why I gotta get this.
I was going to say, I'm starting to get a picture of what needs to happen in order to help this person. Let's roll on a character goal. Let's see what their personal goal is.
74.
74, it is uncursed. Resist laws or authority.
Okay.
Which could be...
That could be anything.
It could be anything.
There's a lot of authority right now I'm trying to resist.
Yes, same. Let's give a name.
12.
12. We've got Aparna Cade or Luna Zhang.
Oh, Luna is so beautiful.
Perfect. Luna. And then a moniker, which is not cursed, so Brine. How do we feel about Brine as the moniker?
Yeah, she's a witch. I love it.
She's a sea witch.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've created Luna, the gleaming witch, who goes by Brine. She's doomed. She's beastly. She's trying to resist laws and authority. And maybe this thing is a way to help or save her.
Yeah, I think she's resisting the natural law to die as your body decays, and that is why she is beastly.
Okay. I love it. So Luna is this important figure to Fernando. Are we seeking this thing to find it? Or have you found it and you're trying to bring it back to her?
I think I found it and I'm trying to bring it back to her. Now, we didn't decide, and I think this is something we can discover through play, if she returns his feelings. But yeah, I think he's found it and he wants to get back to her. I don't know. Where are the Gleaming Witches?
They are all over the place.
Okay.
And I don't know that we set a specific location for them. So
I'm trying to think, that's something we can discover or roll on if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know where your character is or where the story starts. And I mean, I'm up for rolling at any time to make discoveries. And
let's just roll quickly
Okay.
an oracle, a settlement. And we'll do a quick first look at the settlement.
Want me to roll?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
84.
84. It is cursed, which means suffused with eerie light.
Ooh, that's a beautiful description.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Shawn.
Yeah, you killed it.
We know the controlling faction is the Gleaming Witches. Let's see. How big is this place?
45.
45 is, I'm going to say that they're probably in the margins, which is kind of like, it's not all the way out, but it's also not in the most populated area. So it's a town. So there's
Okay.
hundreds of people who live here. And then let's do a quick name for the settlement. I don't think we need to fully flesh it out.
Yeah, that's fine. 61.
61, and it is cursed again, which makes sense. Nightfall.
Oh, shoot. Luna from Nightfall.
You are trying to get back to Nightfall with this powerful artifact that survived the Sundering, that is a remnant of this great cataclysm. I mean, I think there's a natural question here, which is who's trying to keep you from getting back?
Is there a table we can roll on for that?
Well, we can roll on a faction type, or we could roll on a theme.
Oh, yeah, that might help.
So yeah, give us a D100.
Yeah. 24.
24 is discovery. So it's maybe a group of scholars or people who are interested in preserving this ancient lore.
Yeah, I think that works. Scholars aren't scary, so I'm just trying to think of, I guess the scholars, they probably paid some sort of formidable additional faction.
Yes, I agreed. Unless, they're called the Enlightened Beacons.
That's
which
if we
sounds
make
like
them
it
like
could be
wizards
scary.
instead of just primarily library types. Not that library types can't be scary, but
I do like the idea of them being a kind of counterbalance to the Gleaming Witches.
yeah. Especially with their name being that and the Gleaming Witches seeming to, or at least Luna and Nightwatch being very night-based.
Cool. So you're being hunted by...
A lighthouse. That's their symbol.
Makes sense to me. Do you still want to start with the idea that your character is kind of floating in the water?
I don't know if we need to start there. We certainly can, but it was more so, I think that's how we would have met.
Okay.
But we can certainly start there if you want to.
Well, let's roll the Iron Vow, and let's see. It sounds like if you love Luna, then you probably consider them a bond to you. Mm-hmm. So roll plus heart and take +2, and I think this will determine kind of where we're starting from.
And I roll a d10 for this?
D6 and 2 d10s.
Okay.
Yes, the D6 is your action die. You add your stat to it and any other bonuses. Your 2d10s are your challenge dice. You want to beat both of the challenge dice if you can with your D6 plus your stat.
I rolled a 4 and a 9 for the D10s, and then I rolled a 3 on my D6. +1 is 4, plus another one for my bond is 5.
So that's a weak hit.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got over one of them, which is good. So on a weak hit, you are determined, but begin your quest with more questions than answers. Take +1 momentum and envision what you do to find a path forward. So I'll tick up your momentum from 2 to 3. And just as a reminder, momentum is something that you can build up over the course of making rolls. And if your momentum is ever higher than one or both of your challenge dice, when you fail a roll or you get a weak hit and you really want to turn it into a strong hit, you can burn that momentum and it goes back to that reset value of 2. And then you basically are trading out your momentum value for your action die, or your action score, I should say, because it's your action die plus the stat gets traded out for the momentum. With a weak hit, we have more questions than answers. We need to envision what to do to find the path forward. The Kiss of Death has found you floating in the water. Maybe you escaped from whatever island contained this scroll that you found, this ancient library that these dreams kind of drove you to. And you're escaping this island, and then this other ship comes upon you, and maybe there's a battle, and both ships end up sinking, and you're just kind of like floating there when the Kiss of Death comes along and fishes you out of the water. And then in the course of maybe conversation, there's this kind of recognition of kindred spirits, or I think Caspian has had dealings with the Gleaming Witches in the past, being a sorcerer. And I think there's a possibility that either we had met in passing before,
okay,
or that you had heard of him from some of these Gleaming Witches. And so you would know that he is somebody that you could enlist to aid you in getting this thing back. How does that sound?
Yeah, I think that works.
Awesome. So we're on this ship. We have more questions than we have answers. Do you have any ideas as to what that means, that we have more questions than answers?
I think that the town that I need to return to, I think it teleports, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where it's due to my return mission being so fraught. I'm not sure where it's ended up. And I don't know what your sky is like in this world, but I think it relates to the sky, but I have to do a lot of complex math and get with a wizard to figure it out exactly.
Yeah. So I'd say it's a pretty normal sky, but there are 2 moons in the Sundered Isles. There's a red moon called Cinder, and there's a blue moon called Wraith. And I can tell you that right now, Cinder is preeminent. So there's this like red glow that's just kind of, at night at least, there's this red glow that kind of fills the sky.
Then maybe nightfall doesn't appear until there's at least 2 moons in the sky. And so I've just got to protect this. Mm-hmm. I know where it'll appear. I just got to protect this until the 2 moons show up. But the issue is everyone else knows where it's going to be. That is tracking this, so it's both a race there and a time to hide. Okay.
So to me, it sounds like we need to find more information about kind of where we think that nightfall is going to reappear when the moons do both ascend into the heavens.
What is our timeline on those two moons?
The way that we kind of can keep track of it is rolling. I've got a blue and a red D10 here. And so I basically rolled those, and it was a 9 and a 5, with the red being the 9. So I think that maybe right now Cinder is like fully up in the sky, and Wraith is kind of like part way up, and like we need both of them to both get up, high in the sky. But I don't know that we necessarily want to tie that into the dice roll from here on out, because we may never roll 2d10s above 7 unless we're rolling to try and take some action.
Do we want to tie it to like a time frame and say like we have 6 days, or?
I think that here we go. We're going to tie it to our progress track.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that once we get to 6 boxes of progress, which is typically the kind of on average, like, that's a safe place to try and fulfill a vow. Once we get to that point, both of them are high enough in the sky that like we have a good certainty of that. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't roll before that, but I think that just may color, how we resolve these things.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, okay. So we are trying to kind of survive and avoid these
beacons, the enlightened
beacons, as they're now hunting you, and by extension, the kiss of death. Like where do we start here?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're circling around it, but we've got to start with something.
Let's start with, you and I have already met. I've already been with the crew. Maybe I've been on the ship for a few hours. We can debate that. And then on the horizon, we see a ship with the enlightened beacon's flags on it.
Okay. Yeah. It's another ship or maybe this is the ship that attacked the ship you were on, and maybe the ship you were on sank, and maybe night fell or something like that. And so the other ship wasn't able to find you.
Yes.
And you kind of drifted far enough away. Paint us a scene of what this looks like, guys.
Yeah. So we've decided it's night, which I think definitely plays into the themes that we're chasing here. So it's night. We see the red moon in the sky with a halo of the blue moon kind of fogged, with the water like reflecting them both back into the sky a little bit. And just right in the distance, as Fernando Saltbone is sort of starting to feel a little safe and a little confident, he sort of gets this drop in his gut as he sees this undeniable light source on the horizon, and knows that even though he's not extremely familiar with this part of the world, there should not be any land in this area. So that has to be another ship. And with something that bright, it has to be the enlightened beacon still on his tail. He wasn't able to lose them. So he doesn't even need to sound a warning. I assume there's a member of the crew in the crow's nest, and they're already sounding the alarm, and the crew members are starting to stir, as well as your character as well, I assume.
Yeah. And I think Caspian kind of steps up and like, pulls out his spyglass and is kind of looking through it to see if he can determine anything more definite. But as you said, it's just this undeniable beacon in the sky, but not quite in the sky, because it's almost like it's out, ahead of this ship. And I think he kind of closes the spyglass and he says, "Interesting." And he turns to you and says, "You said that you were attacked. Your ship was attacked. It wouldn't happen to have been the enlightened beacons, would it?"
Did I neglect to mention that? Surely someone of your stature can handle a few light-headed men.
Yes, well, wizards are, they're a bit stuffy for me, so I think we can slip away in the night here. It's dark, and so he's like, maybe we can like change course and like kind of slip away.
Snuff out the lanterns.
Yep, exactly. So I think then I am going to roll a face danger as we attempt to do something with deception, stealth, or trickery. Really, you should be rolling this, but I guess I'm the captain of the ship, so I guess I have to use my one shadow. Yep, that's about right. So that is 3 against a 5 and an 8. On the challenge dice.
Failure's more interesting.
So failure is more interesting. So I could turn it into a weak hit by expending one of my crew commander points, and then we would get away, but there would be a complication. But I do feel as though, because of the way that we've set this up, that we should just leave it at this failure. And I think the way that I'm envisioning this is that we kind of snuff out the lights. Everybody kind of like quiets down. And what we notice is that light looks as though it's kind of going in a direction that is going to bypass us. And then it starts to like inexorably turn, almost like it's homing in on something. And Caspian, like watching as this happens, looks at you and says, "You didn't quite say exactly what was happening before your ship was sunk. You wouldn't happen to be carrying any sort of powerful magical item or anything like that might draw these beacons to it?"
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Good. And
I mean, I'm carrying a relic, but I wouldn't say it's powerful.
Oh. And I think one thing that you've noticed is he carries a couple of things around his neck. He's got his iron bond stone that he swears his vows on, but he also carries this like small like crystal that occasionally kind of like hums with a little bit of resonance. And he kind of like, when you say that, it just kind of like, and just like starts to like vibrate a little bit. And he's like, "I think I might know why they're turning towards us even in the darkness. And we are gonna have to do something about this because we tried to slip away and we failed." So what do you think, Cassie? Are we running out the guns and are we doing a quick battle here?
I think we try to hold our ground. I don't think there's much here. We could try to gain some distance, but eventually I think we're going to have to face them, unless you want to throw me overboard.
Well,
wow, what a short recording.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's been so much fun. The thing about Caspian is, he can be somewhat stubborn, and I think he doesn't particularly like the enlightened beacons, and denying them a prize is worth a little bit of trouble.
And I think one thing we can say is this wouldn't be like the most powerful beacons. I'm just one guy.
Of course.
How bad can I be?
It can't be that bad at all, which is why I'm just going to roll the battle roll, which is when you fight a battle and it happens in a blur, envision your objective and roll. And I think that this is interesting because fight at range using your speed and the environment to your advantage. Fight depending on your courage, allies, or companions. Fight in close to overpower your foe. I mean, I don't know how big their ship is, but I don't feel as though the Kiss of Death is a ship that likes to get in close.
I have an idea.
Okay.
So it says fight using trickery to befuddle your foe, and they're obviously tracking me and my relic. I'm sure that you have a like little boat, little rowboat.
Yes. Yep.
And I can take that and a lantern so you can find me later and get in the rowboat and steer them a different way so that your actual ship can approach them more secretly.
I love it. I think then what we'll do is I'm going to have you roll a secure an advantage.
Okay.
So you're going to roll plus your shadow, and if depending on what you get, you can give me a bonus or momentum to roll on the battle.
I rolled on my d10s it's a 1 and a 2. I thought that was a 7. A 1 and a 2. And then on my dice, I rolled a 3 plus 2. So that's a 5.
Amazing. Okay, so it's a strong hit.
Yeah.
Which means I can take plus 2 momentum and a plus 1 to the battle roll. And I think because of this trickery, the Kiss of Death is able to slip in behind them and kind of get up close. And we are going to roll plus iron, which is plus 2, plus 1 for that assistance. And it is 8 on the action score, 4 and a 9 on the challenge dice for a weak hit. So we achieve the objective, but not without cost. Pay the price. Yep. So I did also, while you were rolling your secure advantage, I rolled to see how big the ship was, and it is also small. So we're very evenly matched.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of what the cost might be as the Kiss of Death opens up its guns and sinks this other ship, but there's some complication that we have to face?
I mean, I feel like you might lose people if that's an option.
Yeah. So I'm going to just take the integrity of the ship from 3 to 2.
Okay.
To represent, they fire back.
Yeah.
The ship splinters a little bit. A couple of the crew members are killed as well. But darkness settles in. There's still that red glow, but that light is kind of snuffed out as the ship's timbers like sink beneath the darkened waves of the ocean. And we recover the boat and we set sail, presumably for the next location that we think is going to be where nightfall is going to appear. And I'm going to give us a box of progress for that.
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily know where we're going because it has this, ability to kind of blink in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that your character probably knows a little bit more, like you were saying, you've got this idea of I can figure this out. I just need time and I kind of need to calculate some things. So maybe
I don't remember what my assets are. I don't know if one of them can assist.
So there's courier, which is when you swear an iron vow to transport and protect something, set its safety to 5, which it is at 5.
Yeah.
You can use that to suffer consequences instead of taking hits to your health or your spirit, stuff like that. So that represents damage to the item that you're trying to protect. And then there's also navigator, which is when you set a course, choose one. Follow the fastest path, take plus 2 momentum, or follow the safest path, add plus 1 to your roll. And I was kind of thinking that using that navigator asset makes sense if we know where we need to go. And so maybe we start off with a gather information, and that'll represent, you taking the time to study the moons and maybe you have a chart or something like that.
Well,
Luna
I think I have to
you.
work with you. I think this was something that will draw us closer.
Yes.
Is because you have access to magic. So I do kind of want to know what magic looks like for you.
So a lot of his magical abilities are very small mystical effects that oftentimes I try to push the the letter of the asset to be like, oh, there's it says you can create a minor mystical effect. So of course I'm going to create a shield that's going to protect my whole ship and crew from, an undead ghost ship that is trying to cause dread in the hearts of all the crew, minor mystical effects. So I think a lot of times it's not super flashy. It's a little bit more intangible, where he plays a little bit with like the energy of the area around the air. He's not a weather witch or anything like that. So, but he's very tuned in with the kind of mystical energy that suffuses this world. And this crystal that he carries actually contains like the soul of another like sorcerer or something like that that he took from somebody who was captaining a ship and was doing all these evil acts, and there's this like crystal like soul magic in the world as well. So he carries that, and I think that it is it is a lot of like subtlety and like energy resonance.
Okay, let's roll the gather information, and I have some ideas on what could happen depending on what kind of hit we get.
Well, I'm going to do my own secure an advantage for you.
Oh, okay.
Using my sorcerer asset, which gives me the ability to roll plus my spirit, which is currently at 5, to hopefully give you some benefits here. Okay, well, it's a weak hit because I can't have nice things.
Yeah.
So on a weak hit, you are going to be able to take the standard benefits of the move. So you get that +1 momentum, +2 momentum or +1 to your next move, which I feel like +1 to your next move probably makes the most sense. But I have to endure stress as there is some
womp womp. That makes sense for this, I think.
It's that like mystical backlash almost, and this is against spirit or heart, whichever is higher. My spirit is higher. So that is another weak hit, which means that I can lose -1 momentum for +1 spirit. Otherwise, press on. I'm just going to press on, but I do have to take my spirit down to 4. Okay. So that's a whole bunch of way of like, he focuses, he like grabs the crystal, he's focusing, and like however you are instructing or asking him to engage with this, he's doing, but you can tell that there's like a little bit of like sweat beating at the corners of his temple. And maybe it's just because he just got done fighting a battle and lost some crew, and he's distracted, and it's a little bit challenging.
Oh yeah, I think that makes sense.
But let's go ahead and see what that gather information looks like. So go ahead and roll plus wits and take a +1 on that.
What is my wits? I think it's 2.
It is 2.
Oh, I rolled a 5, but my 2d10s are 20 and 8, so we got a weak hit.
A weak hit? Okay.
On a weak hit, the information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take +1 momentum. So I want to describe the scene that I see. Feel free to interrupt or let me know that you don't like where it's going. But in my mind, like your character is closing his eyes. He's trying to focus, trying to concentrate. And my character gets impatient and just reaches out and grabs one of your hands and takes his hook and slices it across the palm to like just get the magic out. Just let it go. And it works until it doesn't. Because obviously you're the one who's actually in control of your magic. So it works for a split second. I'm starting to like see I have this like scroll opened up with the stars kind of mapped out on it, and the magic is starting to flow on it. But as soon as the pain sets in, and you maybe again feel free to rephrase this or rewrite. Maybe you feel anxious or surprised or scared or frustrated, angry. Either way, some sort of emotion comes in and disrupts the magic that is sort of giving us a path to go. So we have a direction, but chaos after that.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it is very much a frustration of like, no, like you don't get to like decide when and how the magic flows. And it's like, I think he like snatches his hand back as the blood like is dripping down. And he's like, that was rude. And like in that moment, it's, you know, whatever the compass like turning is spoiled just, you know, just a little bit.
I think Fernando is going to play his oblivious card here. And he's just like, no. Like, you know, we all have to make sacrifices to get what we want. I hated doing that as much as you hated feeling it.
Yeah. Really, this hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's like seemingly distracted otherwise and is focused on the map and trying to chart a course.
Cool. So I think we've got a sense of like what direction we can go in. But I would love to roll on action and theme.
Okay. Yeah.
Because those are some of my favorite tables. I will go ahead and roll my D100 for the action. If you want to roll a D100 for the theme, and then that I think will help us decide what maybe the obstacle is that we have to kind of overcome.
Yeah.
So I've got 67, which is oppose.
Okay. What do we got? Memory.
Oppose memory.
I think memory could be really interesting because Nightfall, it bounce around from different places. So we're fighting with our memory of where we think it should be versus where it will be. I think my character is struggling with the memory of who he remembers Luna as versus who she actually is.
Yeah.
But as far as the next problem, I think it's trying to remember the route, because let's say the magic, it disappeared. We saw a brief glimpse of the route to Nightfall, but I had to quickly try to get it to a place of recognition and understanding. And after sleeping, I'm still having these dreams, and it's hard to remember the path forward.
Yeah, I think we have a direction.
Yeah.
But obviously, if the magic had stuck, once we started traveling on that direction, you know, the compass might have adjusted. So it's like,
I like that.
We've got a direction to go in, but we don't know if that's actually the direction
and
for the entire journey.
And we don't know how long to go in that direction for.
Yep. So I think that we should go ahead and use the set a course move.
Okay.
Because we kind of know it's kind of a known route. And I think that depending on our success, will modulate kind of how much trouble we get ourselves into, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you set a course, you roll plus supply. I feel like I almost want to say that our supply is not full, and maybe that's the complication. Well, that makes sense, right? Like we took damage.
Yeah.
You know, the Kiss of Death has been out here for a little bit, so I'm actually going to take it from 5 down to 3. Ooh. I think that feels good. So we're still rolling plus 3 on this set of course. And then because you're the navigator, you can choose to either follow the fastest path and take plus 2 momentum if we get a strong hit, or you can follow the safer path and add plus 1 to your roll. If you get a strong hit with a match, you charted a new path during the journey, mark 1 tick on your Discovery's legacy track, which doesn't really matter for this, but it could be an interesting, anecdote.
I feel like we gotta try for the fastest path.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So roll +3. And get that
I
strong
rolled
hit.
a 1 and a 2 again, and then I forgot my d6, so I rolled it, and it moved my 1 to a 4, but my 6 landed on a 6, so I was still...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get +2 momentum, plus a momentum because of the success on Set a Course. So your momentum's up to 7, which is
Yeah.
great. And with the Set a Course, you reach your destination and the situation there favors you. So I don't think this means that we arrive in the place, but maybe we arrive somewhere that gives us a clue.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give us another tick of progress for that. And I this is my usual caveat, which is if we had more time, we could spend more time, building up things in order to get progress. But
I'm on board with you.
yeah, we've only got a couple of hours. We gotta make it work.
Yep.
I'm intrigued by this oppose memory prompt and us kind of like struggling to figure out where we're going, but we have this resounding success as we're sailing along. So it seems logical to me that we would encounter something that would help bolster our memory.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So is it possible that Nightfall leaves buoys or like some sort of sign that people who know what to look for can see and that like can help them find the path?
I think so. I think that is a great call out. I feel like it has to be somehow night themed, just based on everything so far.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like when you look in the ocean at this particular location, you see tons of stars, but when you look in the sky, there aren't any.
Ooh, I love that.
And that tells you, if you follow that trail of stars in the water, you'll find another place that will give you a hint. Or I'm not sure where it takes us, because I think it's too easy if it takes us directly there.
I almost wonder if when we look at the stars in the water and you're looking at the map that you have, there is like an island on the map that corresponds with a cluster of stars in that like sea. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, if we go this direction, like there's something indicated, whether they're glowing brighter than the other stars around them or something like that, when looking at it is like, okay, this is the next step on the path.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we need to roll to arrive at that place, because I feel like that strong hit on the Set a Course means that we get to this island. And maybe it's not a big island. I think it's probably maybe like a mile, across. And there's some like light vegetation, but because I always love this in original Ironsworn, I think there is a massive pillar of black iron in the center of this island.
Yes, I love questionable pillars.
Yeah.
It's my folklore background.
Exactly. I'm going to go touch it, and it's either going to be great or it's going to disintegrate me. So I think then we probably have to take a boat to the shore.
I think it's just got to be me and you too.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And I think at this point it's probably been like, maybe, does it feel like it's been a long time, like a couple of days, or like is like the sun starting to rise?
I think it's been a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it at night again?
Yeah.
Is every single one of these encounters is going to be at night?
I feel like we both know that the best way forward, I mean, it's called Nightfall. Like the only way to find the clues is by searching for them at night.
Yeah. And in a because this world is magical and weird, in a weird,
in the best way,
situation, it's now Wraith that is high in the sky, and Cinder is almost invisible. I rolled an 8 and a 1. So it's this like cold blue glow that illuminates the sand as our boots kind of pull the trudge through the water up onto the sand as we pull the dinghy up, and then kind of make our way to this pillar. Does Fernando have some way of interacting with this, some way of figuring out what the clue is, or is this another like magic infusion again?
I think we have to roll to find that out.
Okay.
I don't know what we're rolling, but I don't want to come up with a whole thing just to fail. I'm more inspired by the results.
Yeah, well, let's just roll action and theme again. I feel like that is always my go-to. So I've got protect.
I rolled a 21. I no longer have that page pulled up.
Protect death.
Oh, well, isn't that what we're here to do?
I think so.
No, we're here. We don't want to protect death.
Right.
I don't. Maybe you do.
Right.
I'm like, no, I don't care about the sanctity of death.
Yeah. So protect death. So
do I have to kill you? No.
I hope not.
Do I have to find a squirrel and sacrifice it, or some other Caribbean creature?
Okay, so you've got these items that are like have skull emblems on them. Mm-hmm. You have this gleaming witch that you are in love with, who is doomed and is beastly because she won't succumb to the natural ravages of life. And there's this pillar of black iron on this island that's supposed to point us in the direction of nightfall, and in some way protect death.
Is what the story is giving us.
Yes. Maybe there is some resistance to our presence here, because maybe the pillar can sense the power of this relic that you're carrying. And now I'm just shooting for the stars, because
no, you're doing great.
I think that because I want to bring the Sundering back into this.
I forgot about the Sundering.
I know. I was like, actually we probably should tap back into that.
Yeah. Good work.
I think we have this moment as we're approaching this pillar that it's almost like stepping through a veil.
Yes.
And all of a sudden the sea that is not too far away from us is gone. And there's land. And it's still night, but there is fire burning everywhere, as in this moment we are transported into maybe a memory of the cataclysm. Maybe it's this pillar's memory of the cataclysm.
And it's opposing us.
Yes, it's like this is its way of protecting itself from the power that you carry. And we have to push through it in order to get through this vision to get to the other side. It's like it's trying to rebuff us. And I think we have to make our way through. How's that sound?
I think it's beautiful.
Okay. I think it's a face danger. I mean, I think it's sheer, just like we're trying to get through it. I'm going to face danger with, I think, I'm torn between heart and iron, because I feel like there's a like courage component of just like, I will not be turned away. I must go on. And there's also just like an iron
I feel like
will.
heart makes sense for sure.
Okay.
And then I feel like my character is just going to try to run as fast as he can.
Just get through it.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll with edge. I have a strong hit again. Wow. I also
have a strong hit. So amazing. What does this look like? What does a strong hit look like in this moment?
I think that my character thinks he's going super fast. I'm miming running for the folks listening. He's running super fast. It's not a flash situation, but like he turns over his shoulder and he just sees your character just like, it's got this stoic face, just slowly marching, but is also like kind of still right on his toes. As both are valid strategies, obviously, since we both succeed. And I think once we make it to the pillar, I think it disintegrates.
Okay.
And it will reveal, I think another compass is too obvious / silly. Maybe a sundial. It reveals a sundial.
Ooh.
And once the sun rises, it will, using the different things on it, because it's not a typical sundial, obviously, it'll give us another direction to go.
Yeah. Can I make one slight
absolutely,
suggestion to
please.
it? What if it's a moon dial instead of a sundial?
Yeah. That makes a little bit more sense.
So it's like this pillar like falls away, and then this thing is there, and that gleaming blue light is cascading down, and because it's fantasy and magic and stuff like that, maybe there are some like symbols on it that start to glow in the moonlight that weren't there before. They're revealed in the shining light of Wraith.
My character, I'm just gonna go into character a moment. He just kind of like puts his hands on his hips and he's like, man, this really is meant to be. Look at how easy this has been for us.
Easy? You call that easy?
Imagine if we had chosen another night. This is fate, my friend.
I guess Wraith does smile down upon us, and he kind of looks up at the blue light.
How is your hand healing up?
Oh, it's fine. It's been a couple of days. I've had a long rest. It's great.
See, I knew you'd be all right.
I am going to give us another box of progress because here we go. So we've got a direction based off of this moon dial. I feel like we just set another course. You've got the asset. Let's use it, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So, and you probably want to just go fast again.
Yeah, always fast.
So +3 on this roll, and get another strong hit.
Ooh, it's not good. I rolled a 9 and a 10 on my D10s, and then a 3 on my D6. So that is a miss.
Yeah,
through and through.
And unfortunately, because you have 8 momentum, a 9 and a 10 is basically, the only things that you can't overcome.
The dice give, and they also take.
Indeed. You're waylaid by a significant threat and must pay the price. If you overcome this obstacle, you may push on safely to your destination.
I'd love to do something with weather or a creature or something weird.
There is a very aptly named portion of the water that is this like terrible stormy, there's all sorts of like churning seas and all this different stuff, and it's aptly named the bad spot. And I think that our course could take us into this, and because we're trying to push to like beat the rising and settings of the moon, that we don't want to try to go around it. We have to go through it.
Yes.
Which is something that Caspian has done before on aboard the Kiss of Death. And so his crew kind of snaps into action as we pass the barrier where it's like, it's almost, fine weather. And then we cross this threshold of like rain, and suddenly we're in the midst of like a typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like we're going to face danger again. And I think that Caspian is going to do so with heart to represent his leadership ability to kind of like lead the crew and encourage the crew as we make our way through this dangerous space. And that is a weak hit. So we succeed, we get through, but not without cost.
Yeah.
So make a suffer move of -1. I feel like I'm going to knock a hit to our supply. And that's like, we're lashing stuff down, but some like barrels get knocked off and, a couple of things get shattered and we lose some like rations and, but the ship makes its way through and gets to the other side safely. I don't think we can give ourselves a progress for that.
No.
But we do arrive at the next kind of place where we're going to get another clue.
Mm-hmm.
Should we action and theme again?
Yes. Let's do it. 100.
Oh, I got 94, which is swear weapon.
Yeah. Ooh. So do we stumble upon some sort of cursed weapon that we need to swear on? Or, I mean, that's really obvious, but swearing an oath to some weapon sounds really cool to me.
It really does. Is it another like small island?
Or is it a shipwreck?
Or is it a shipwreck? I love a good shipwreck, especially right on the edge of the bad spot here.
Yeah.
So we come upon this shipwreck. What does it look like? How do we find this weapon?
I think the water will be shallower here because it's all kind of like being sucked into this bad spot. So it's kind of wavy here. It isn't soft water, but like you could see how if there was a fight here, it could cause a ship to capsize pretty easily. So I think we have to swim in the water.
Okay.
And there's lost treasure that's sunk with this ship, and we're going to have to sort of swim down. We can see pretty easily to the bottom, but we're going to need to hold our breath for a while.
Okay. I'm going to throw a curveball again at you.
Do it. I love your curveballs. They've been so great.
Which is that one of the previous guests on the show created a character who is a oh no, I blanked on it. It's a were, some sort of sea creature. I will remember, I promise.
A were shark.
Not a shark.
Were shark were in one of my games.
A were walrus. There we go.
Oh my God.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Amazing.
Yep. So this is Samira. And I think that because there is we have to swim down into the depths, that Samira is going to assist us.
Okay.
So I'm just setting that up because I think that we can roll our face danger to perform this, and I am going to leave in the background that I can tap into my crew commander asset to bump up our result. And actually, maybe the best way for me to do this is for me to roll do this again, where I'll roll a secured advantage for you, and then I can use that crew commander asset to kind of help boost that.
Okay,
sounds good. And then you can roll the actual face danger. So I'm going to roll plus iron on this because I think it's just like physical endurance, which is going to be a weak hit. So 8 versus a 9 and a 2. But because I am using Samira as an ally in this, I'm going to expend one of my command, and I'm going to raise that from a weak hit to a strong hit. So I'm going to go ahead, give you +1 to your next move, and I'm going to bump your momentum up by 2.
Okay. I am also going to use iron, even though it's only 1. It just feels right for this challenge.
Exactly.
That is what is that? That is a 6. 7 and a 6 on the D10s, and then a 3 on my D6. +1 is 4. So that is a failure. Can I use momentum here?
100%. You can burn your momentum for a strong hit.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Let's do it.
And this is what I love about Ironsworn, because it's not super crunchy, but there's enough to just tickle my brain a little bit. As soon as you do that, you get +1 momentum because you got a strong hit. So you're already on your way back up.
That's what we like.
Yeah. So we got a strong hit with that burnt momentum. Describe this scene. How do we find this weapon in this shipwreck? And
so we're bringing Samara with us down into the water. I think we hold on to Samara. What is the pronouns of Samara?
She, they.
Okay. And so we're swimming down and they kind of lead us through the shipwreck. And then I think you use your magic a little bit to sort of like try, like, and I don't necessarily know like how strong your magic is, but I assume that you can concentrate and maybe like do a little bit of a location situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I bring to the table the ability to make faces and cheer everybody on as we do this.
Amazing. We find this weapon and we pull it out, and maybe this ship was a ship of the enlightened beacons.
Oh, yeah.
And so you see that like lighthouse sigil kind of carved into the wood. And this weapon is maybe enchanted with magic from them. So maybe it even like glows a little bit.
What kind of weapon do we think it is?
I mean, what would be a good like wizard weapon? I mean, like my first instinct was to not go the wizard route and be like it's like a harpoon or similar, like a gaff hook, or like something like that. It could also just be a sword.
Yeah, I think a harpoon sounds cool because it could also be like a staff in a way. So yeah, let's go.
That is a great point. Yeah. So it's this harpoon that is, maybe it's even like stuck into the deck. And
I think we see, just to throw something out there, remnants and clues that hint that this ship was sank by nightfall.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Or the maidens.
There's some sort of like sign of sorcery on this that is not consistent with the beacon's magic. It's definitely the gleaming witches written all over it.
Yes, the gleaming witches. Yeah.
Perfect. So we pull this weapon out and we swim back up to the surface, climb back onto the ship, and you said earlier, like swearing upon this.
My thinking, now that we know like who the origin of the weapon is in a way, either we swear, I don't know, we could swear to protect the gleaming witches, or we could swear to take down the enlightened beacons. That all feels a little too obvious.
I think I led us astray by assuming that this weapon belonged to the enlightened beacons. Is this a weapon of the gleaming witches that was like cast down onto this ship?
Oh, I think, let's go with that. And let's say that the ship still belonged to the enlightened beacons.
Yes.
But the weapon belonged to the gleaming witches. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
It was the thing that actually like dealt the final blow to sink this ship. As a magically enhanced harpoon. And so when we surface, you can feel the pull of it, that it is looking for nightfall.
Yeah. I think this can get us to nightfall. I think navigationally we can say we have the route with this.
Yeah.
But the other complications we can run into can include running into the enlightened beacon again, a weather or a creature, or just getting into nightfall.
Yeah, agreed. So I'm going to give us another progress, which takes us to 4 out of 10, because we now have the path. It feels appropriate that we should roll one more set of course.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we have this map, if you will, and
big compass.
see what we get.
That is 2 8s on my D10 and a 4 on my D6.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So that is a miss with a match, and we do not have the momentum anymore to overcome that.
Womp womp.
So waylaid by a significant threat. I mean, I feel like we know what it is. A slightly bigger ship of enlightened beacons.
Yep. They're here.
They're here.
Well, we have this weapon.
We do.
And we know it's taken them down before.
Yeah. Also, I just rolled, and Wraith is a little bit higher in the sky. Even it's at its zenith, and Cinder is slowly starting to rise, but it's still fairly low to the horizon. So there's this like bright blue gleam coming down from Wraith, and then just this like hint of red running along the surface of the water.
Oh, so it feels very violent.
Yes, as
bloody
on the horizon, maybe even coming out of that like red glow is this beacon that is shining as this ship bears down towards us. And are we, because we have this weapon, are we just going to turn and fight, or are we still going to try to evade?
I think we save the weapon as a last ditch effort. One, for dramatic effect. You can't just like give up your ace in the hole immediately. And see if we can outrun. Like, it's a bigger ship, so it takes longer to move, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
When it comes to ships, I could be wrong.
I mean, that sounds right. So it's the whole reason why we've got a small ship. We're fast and maneuverable.
We're spry. But we're agile.
Exactly. So I will go ahead and roll plus edge for the ship, which I feel like the ship should have its own stat, but I don't have a flagship, so that's all right. That is going to be a miss.
Oh.
Because I've got a 6 versus a 6 and a 9, but I am going to enlist the crew. I'm gonna give a stirring speech to encourage them on, and I'm going to expend my last command to bolster them, and we're going to turn that into a weak hit.
Is there any way I can help you?
If there's a way that you want to attempt to secure an advantage, yes.
I don't know how I would do that mechanically. Can I say something in the story and then you can tell me how that applies to the mechanics?
Sure. Absolutely.
So my thinking is that we have our route. We have what we need to go forward. There's no more distractions, no more waylays. We just have to stay focused. And get past this last barrier. And I'm not making a speech as much as I am like backing up whatever speech you're giving.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. I don't know if it can help mechanically, but that's.
Yeah, I think that sounds like wits to me.
Okay.
Expertise, focus, observation.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think I have a +2 to wits.
Oh yes, sorry.
No, it's okay. That is a weak hit.
Weak hit. So you can either give me +2 momentum, or you can give me +1.
Take +1.
All right. So that will be a weak hit without burning the command. The question is, do I burn the command anyways and turn it into a strong hit?
I'm going to leave it up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you brave? That could go for either one.
I do think that I'm going to burn that last command.
Yeah.
We're going to turn it into a strong hit.
I don't think we want to take another suffer right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what this represents is the Kiss of Death is fast and maneuverable, and we are able to outrun the beacons. But in order to do so, we have to sail kind of further away off the path that we were on. So we're not close to, so I think we've got to either set a course again, or roll something else in order to try and arrive there.
What are some other options for rolling?
Well, I think that in the situation that we're in right now, I feel like we're kind of like face danger is the go-to like base roll or set a course.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, there's not a whole lot of other options that kind of make sense that wouldn't be covered by either of those options. The other way that we could do this would be we could just ask the Oracle a yes/no question of, have we arrived, and set our yes/no variables based off of how likely we think it is.
I think we have to set a course again, based on what you've told me. And maybe we can use the Oracle pending what our results are for set a course.
All right. So go ahead and roll +2 on this because we did lose some supply.
Ooh. It's a massive miss.
Oh,
it ain't good at all.
It's not good at all. Okay. So we would be waylaid by a significant threat again.
Oh, jeez.
Which could either be that the beacon ship catches up with us, but this is the second time that we've tried to like reach nightfall and we've been waylaid.
I mean, this time we pay the price. We could pay it with the weapon.
We could. So we could sacrifice the weapon. We could also go big or go home.
I almost used that phrase earlier.
What if we get the sense that with the ship, we can't reach nightfall?
Oh.
That like nightfall is purposefully not descending, and that in order to get there, we're going to have to perform a ritual using the weapon to essentially teleport ourselves to nightfall.
Yes. I love weird stuff.
Okay.
Let's complicate it.
Because this could only go well. So I'm happy to make the magic roll. This will once again, doing a little ancient ritual and teleporting to nightfall. That's a minor mystical effect, right? I can just use my sorcerer asset for that.
Yeah. Well, you have a weapon that's conduit, being a conduit for your magic and making it stronger and better.
Yes. Agreed. I'm wondering, though, if maybe you can roll secure an advantage if you want to, because I'm kind of thinking that Caspian would get the sense, and maybe he would even say this to you of like, well, this is your quest. You want to reach nightfall. And in order for this ritual to work, it is going to be your will and your desire to reach your destination that is going to open the gateway for us. So I think his proposal is you're going to hold the weapon and kind of like point it in the direction that we're going to open the portal or teleport or whatever. And Caspian's going to do the ritual that will
Fernando's
actually...
he puts his mask on his face and he's like, this is a big deal.
Listen, you do one ritual, you've done them all.
Yeah. What do I roll for this? Are you thinking?
What do you think it should be?
I feel like it should either be, much to my dismay, either heart or iron, which don't really matter. They're both one.
They're both one. I feel like heart, just from the standpoint of heart being resolve, command, or resolve to reach your destination.
Yep, it makes sense to me. Let's do it. Here we go. That is a strong hit. I rolled a 1 and a 3 on the D10s and then a 6 on my 6.
Amazing. So that will give me 2 momentum and a +1 so I'm going to be rolling at +5.
I really want to get there.
We really desperately want to get there. That's right. So +5 on my sorcerer asset here. I'm bending the rules a whole hell of a lot because this is not secure an advantage or gain ground. I'm just doing my own thing now.
Hey, we're telling a story. We do what we want.
Exactly. So every other time that I have done this, what I say is if I fail, if I get the weak hit or a miss, the consequences will be worse than what the asset says they are.
Okay.
That is a 9 on the action score against a 1 and a 2 for a strong hit.
We went big, baby.
We went big. Okay. I think what this looks like is Caspian has you set down the map that you were using and take the harpoon and set it on the map. And then he does this thing with like sand and, you know, he's got some chalk and is like drawing these sigils and stuff in a circle around you. And he is around us, I guess. It's, you know, around the both of us. And right before he kind of enacts the magic and kind of channels the magic into the ritual, he kind of looks past you to the bosun Gully, and he's like, keep the ship safe while I'm gone. And then casts the ritual, and the two of us wink out of existence from the deck of the Kiss of Death. I'm going to give us another progress for that. That feels like we actually worked for that progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're sitting at 5 out of 10 boxes of progress.
Well, I think we appear where Nightfall will appear, but it's not there yet. I think that helps. Here's
my question to you.
Yes.
Because we could try to push it a little bit further, see if we can get a little bit more progress, or we could just go for the gold. And you could roll to fulfill the vow right now. Oh. And if we get a strong hit, then you can determine how this goes without any complications. If it's a weak hit, you know, you still are successful in returning the scroll, but there's some sort of complication. If it's a miss, well, then things are not as they seem.
Hey, and it's okay to fail.
It's okay.
Yeah. My character's not a good guy. All right, here we go.
None of us are.
I rolled 2 3s on my D10s and then a 5 on my D6.
That's all you needed, because I should have mentioned this. With a progress move, you don't roll the D6 because the progress track acts as your D6.
Oh, so that's right.
So it's 5 versus 2 3s, which is not only a strong hit, but it's a strong hit with a match. So, Cassie, you have carte blanche to
I love dice.
End the story as you want. I would say positively, but it doesn't have to be.
I feel like
you have
there's
control.
got to be a mixed positive here. So yeah, we teleport to the place where Nightfall should be, and it's not quite there yet. So we have to wait, and I say we just wait a day, and then the next day is when the moons arrive, and we get to watch as Nightfall comes into existence together. I have been talking your ear off about Luna this entire time, and you are not sure what to expect your character. I only mentioned how beautiful she is, how wonderful her personality is, how youthful she is. And I say, like, oh, I must introduce you to Luna. She's going to be so grateful for your help and your aid on this mission. Come with me. So I drag you through Nightfall, which is a village I think is drenched in magic, is glimmering to call upon the namesake a little bit, with houses with roofs that reflect the stars back to the sky. And we make our way to a strange abode that is sort of built into the ocean as we kind of walk in. It smells briny, and I call upon Luna, and she comes from this like water well that's in this room and just kind of falls out in like a seaweed pile of mess and shells and rotted nets. And I say, this is Luna. This is the love of my life. She can't speak because she lost her lips long ago, but that doesn't deter my love. And I show her the relic that I found, and I hope that she can make use of it. I assume your character will politely excuse himself from our wonderful reunion. But and you're able to get home. You can flavor that however you want. I think you'll hear a rumor later of some man who was sacrificed as part of an undeath ritual.
Oh, no. Oh, buddy.
I think Fernando had like some sort of love spell put on him.
Yeah. I mean, or he was just oblivious.
Yeah, he was just totally oblivious. He was in it completely. It was all organic to him. You know what? He went out doing what he loved, being confused.
As Caspian makes his farewells, and I think it's very much a pleasure to meet you. I really must be going. Fernando, good luck with that. And makes his excuse. Walking back through Nightfall, he's worked with the Gleaming Witches before, but he's never been to this place. And I think in this moment, looking around at it and the way that it kind of comes and goes, he sees that this is a small fragment of an ancient city that was once wide-ranging and towering, that was a pre-cataclysm just wonder of the world. And all of that other stuff is gone, and that portion of the world has been sundered.
Yes.
But the magic in just this area here is almost intoxicating for him as a sorcerer. He can feel it just like suffusing over him. And I think that little like crystal around his neck is just going wild as the feel of the magic all around him is just almost too much to bear. And I think that he pauses and like looks back at the doorway that he came out of, where Fernando and his lady love were reuniting. And he just kind of like shakes his head once, looks around, and there is this look on his face of like, if I don't get out of here now, I'm never going to leave. And I think he just pulls out another bag of sand and right in the middle of the street, basically like spins a circle around him, grabs hold of that crystal and says, well, time to go home. And we fade to black.
I loved that.
Cassie, thank you so much for doing
that. That was
this.
so much fun. Oh my gosh, Steve. Wonderful job. Wonderful job hosting and collaborating, and great world. This was really fun.
Thank you. I have said this to pretty much everybody, but I love playing Ironsworn solo, but co-op is my absolute favorite way to experience this game.
I agree.
The way that the game also helps kind of bolster the creativity, but then you have another person to bounce off of it. It's wonderful.
The oracles are so good.
They are.
Shawn did such a great job writing them. There's just like, I didn't really do any research prepping for this, but I didn't really feel like I needed to. It's just great all around. You did a great job presenting this. Shawn did a great job putting this game together. Great job, everybody.
And you did a great job coming in and bringing a character to life who I feel genuinely sad for.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, he doesn't know. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Well, once again, thank you for coming, and please let the folks know where they can find you out on the wide world web.
You can find me at www.cassimothwin.com. Easy to find me there. Or you can shop my games. I've got solo and duet stuff up there at www.mothwin.com for just my store. And then I am sporadically on the internet wherever. Usually Blue Sky is where I kind of shout stupid stuff, if you're into that. Actually, I just talk about games I like every once in a while. So if you're into that.
Again, thank you so much for doing this. And as always, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Errant Adventures. If you enjoyed the show, please spread the word. And if you want to support the show directly, leave me a review or support me on Patreon at patreon.com/errantadventures. You can also buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com/errantadventures. If you want to interact with me, my handle on all the socials is @errantsolopod, or you can email me at errantsolopod@gmail.com. I also post short fiction and campaign-related materials on my website, errantadventurespod.com. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the deep, liars.